Hey, we're Daniel and Bonnie.
And this is the Marriage Adventure. So both mine and Bonnie's grandfathers fought in World War II. It's a pretty cool story. Bonnie's granddaddy was a gunner on a B-17 bomber, and they were shot down, they were captured, and they spent a while in Stalag 17 prison camp. My granddaddy was a paratrooper in World War II, and one time he jumped out of a plane. They were on the ground in an infantry position, and a grenade was thrown in his vicinity, and his body absorbed a great deal of the shrapnel. And it's so much so that they had to do surgery right there on the battlefield. His shoulder was pretty much missing. They had to put a plate in his head. Pretty tragic stuff. And to the glory of God, both of them were able to come home, lead productive lives, thankfully, or we wouldn't be here. But they both had scars.
When fighting and arguing occur in marriage, which is going to happen, usually the point is to resolve it and come to an agreement on both sides. And a lot of times in the process, grenades are lobbed and fighting happens to the point that we leave scars. And sometimes what we started talking about is not what we ended up talking about at all. And it's made more conflict and created more damage in the relationship than if we had just discussed things and worked it out to begin with. Ephesians 4:31 through 32 tells us to get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as Christ and God forgave you. Man, that bitterness and rage and anger and slander, it sounds a lot like war. And sometimes that's what we end up with in our marriages.
Is it possible to be kind in an argument? I mean, isn't that what arguing is and fighting is anyway, where you're mean and your emotions get all out of whack? That's typically what we think of when we think of arguing. But it is absolutely possible to be kind and to be civil, maybe that's a better word, during some of our arguments. If it wasn't, Scripture wouldn't tell us to do so. But what we have to do is we have to keep our emotions in check, because emotions are what cloud everything for us. So real love is wanting the best for each other. It's not the best when we allow ourselves to just go off like a grenade. Our words can do so much damage, and that's not loving for yourself, for your spouse, for your relationship at all. What we have to do is allow Christ to take control, even in times of battle, even in arguments.
Well, that's it for us for this week. We hope that you will like and subscribe to this channel, and that you will follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll have a great week. Enjoy your adventure.